Today, I want to talk about the power of right. And I want to start this by telling you a story about a very special Ohio high school athlete named Megan. Megan was a long-distance runner. The 1,600-meter and the 3,200-meter races were her specialty. She had a great year, made it to the state championship. Championship Saturday rolls around. The 1,600 is her first race. All the runners line up, the gun sounds, off they go. Early in the race, Megan takes the lead. Sure enough, she runs off, wins the race in a personal record best time, and wins the state championship. Celebrates with her friends and family, has a little bit of time to prepare, about an hour and a half before the next race starts, the 3,200, and then it's time for that race. So all the runners line up, she gets in the blocks, the gun sounds, off they go. Very early in that race, Megan knew she didn't have it. Burn up too much energy in the first half of a race, the 1,600. She just didn't have it in her. So she made a decision, I'm just going to enjoy the race, enjoy my day, and finish. Last lap, coming around the last turn, Megan looks up and there's one runner left on the track. And this runner is faltering badly. And sure enough, the very next step, she falls to the ground. As Megan approaches her position, instead of running around her and going to finish the race, Megan runs straight to her, bends down and grabs her. And when she did, it immediately disqualified both runners per state rules. Megan knew that and didn't care. She bends down and picks up the runner, puts her arm around her own shoulder. The two of them hobble to the finish line. And as they approach the finish line, Megan positions the other girl in front of her so that she would finish in 14th place and Megan would finish in 15th place, dead last for the first time in her career. Now, Megan didn't notice at the time, but the crowd was cheering wildly. The crowd was going wild. Later at her home, her phone blowing up, friends, family, statewide media outlets calling her. She was actually being interviewed by a reporter. And the reporter said, "Megan, why did you do that?" And she kind of laughed. She said, "I don't get it. I don't see what all the fuss is about. I was just doing what I knew to be the right thing to do." So here's a remarkable high school athlete that's getting statewide acclaim, not for winning the state championship in the 1,600, but for finishing dead last in the 3,200, but doing the right thing by another runner. Ladies and gentlemen, there are very few things on this planet that are universal, and right is one of them. In every people group, every culture, every country, every club, every family, every business, there's an established code of right that everyone has agreed to live by. And the power of right is a technique that lets you start at right in all of your decision making. So this is what happens. You start thinking about right, you start observing right, and right gets on you. When right gets on you, it creates a behavior. So you start looking for ways to do right by people. You're the one that slows down in traffic now and lets that car come in. You're the one that goes and mows your elderly neighbor's yard. You're the one that volunteers at church, that volunteers at the hospital. So right gets on you and it creates a behavior. Then one day you wake up, sometimes not too long into it, and all of a sudden you realize that right is in you. When right gets in you, it creates your identity. It becomes who you are, literally. And three major transformations happen in your life. First off, you begin to reap the reward of right from the world around you. Right is contagious. We do right because every time we do something good, the pleasure center in our brain dumps endorphins into our systems, and we feel good. It's a physical reaction. You literally feel good. And because we like that, we keep doing it. And we share it with the people that are in our inner circle of influence. They start seeing right and doing right, and they keep doing it because it feels good to them. So everyone in our circle of influence is enjoying the benefits of right. Secondly, people begin to expect right of you, so they factor that into the decisions they make regarding you. The best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. So there's 3 of you up for promotion at work, you and 2 others. All of you have the same basic skill sets. All of you have the same educational background, but you are the one that's always on time, always treats everyone with respect. You are the one that always starts it right in your decision making. You are the one that always does the right thing. And that's the difference. That's the differentiator. You get the call each and every time. And lastly, you win. You win the battle in your mind. See, every day we have to make these decisions. And we know we should do the right thing, but the right thing isn't always the easy thing, isn't always the fun thing, isn't always the popular thing. So we try to put a little twist of gray to the black and white of right. And see, we don't get that privilege. We don't get to redefine right. Right has been established. So we have to follow the rules that lay before us. Pulling into a drive-thru, pull up to the machine, place your order, drive up to the window, hand the lady your money. She hands you your food and your change. You look down. She gave you change for a 20 and you gave her a 10. What do? Some people, justifying this in their head, they go, I didn't do it. I didn't create this situation. Not my fault. And they justify that and drive off with the $10. You being right-centered, knowing that's not the right thing, wouldn't dream of keeping that money. Here, ma'am, you gave me too much change. Have a great day. It's never wrong to start at right. So here's where we find ourselves. This is what we're all doing right here. Every day, we're all driving down life's highway. Here's your life tip of the day. Don't look in the rearview mirror. See, everything good and right in your life is ahead of you, driving down life's highway. Happy people think about what they want and how they're going to get it. All of that is ahead of you, driving down life's highway. Unhappy people think about their problems and their pain. Most of that is behind us in the rearview mirror. Don't look in the rearview mirror. Great example, my daughter. 10th grade in high school, she goes, Daddy, I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to finish high school, going to go to UAMS nursing school, going to finish that, going to work at Children's Hospital in the NICU for 1 year. Then I'm going to be a traveling nurse for 3 years. Then I'm going to come home, buy a house, meet the man of my dreams, start a family. And she goes, boom, 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 did it all. I get a call one day. She goes, Daddy, I just signed my first traveling contract, moving to Austin, Texas in 2 weeks. Great day for me and my family. Time rolls around. She's going to leave on a Saturday morning. Friday night, have a big party at my house. All the family, got a big family, all the family and friends. Saturday morning, packed up her little car, got a little U-Haul behind it, all packed with all of her stuff. We're all hugging out on the front porch. She's crying, I'm crying, her mama's crying, her brother's back there going, what's all the crying about? And I'm hugging her, and she pushes me back a little bit. And she goes, Daddy, I don't know if I can go. I said, baby, you got to go. Everything good in your life is ahead of you, driving down life's highway. All of your dreams, everything you've worked for is ahead of you. You've got to go. She said, I don't know if I can leave with you all back here crying on the front porch. I said, baby, that's easy. Just don't look in the rearview mirror. Her little boyfriend was there. He goes, don't worry, Mr. Faught, I'll take care of her. I said, you shut up, homeboy. You ain't going nowhere. Folks, everything good in your life, the next great opportunity, the next great relationship, everything good in your life is ahead of you, driving down life's highway. Just don't look in the rearview mirror. So the power of right is a combination of doing the right thing and the power of a question. A question makes you stop and think. When you stop and think for just a split second, you have a better chance of making the right decision. Life is about decisions. And that question brings me back to this moment. See, all I have to do today is have success in this moment right now. I don't have to be successful all day, all week, all month. I just have to make the right decisions right now in this moment. So when I do that, I have control over what happens next. Something else a question does for you. A question allows you to respond intelligibly instead of react instinctively. How many times have we all gone, what was I thinking? Oh my gosh, why did I do that? What was I thinking? We weren't thinking. We were reacting. So respond intelligibly, a decision. React instinctively, a condition. Got a big picnic planned for the family. Saturday, we're all going to the beach. Been planning it for 2 or 3 weeks. Got a cabana ordered. Got everything that we need. Everybody's all excited. Wake up Saturday morning, look outside, boom, pouring down rain. Forecast to rain all day long. A condition. What do? Does that condition dictate your day? Oh, now what are we going to do? It's raining. We can't go to the beach. Or do you make a decision? Okay, plan B. Now we're going to go have a nice lunch, go see the movie, go to the mall. Your decisions or your conditions are going to dictate your life. So now you're going to use one word as the question cue to trigger everything right and good in your life. You're never going to say, just do the right thing. You're always going to pose it as a question cue, just, and through repetition and recognition, you'll know the answer is do the right thing. Just do the right thing. The question brings me back to the moment, brings me back to this instant in time, the only moment I can control. Life is about the moment you met your wife, the moment your children were born, the moment you got the job, the moment that you fill in the blanks. See, nothing can you do about the moment 10 seconds past. And all you can do is long for the moment 10 seconds ahead. The only moment you can control is this one, the one you're in right now. So, will you control the moment, a decision? Or will the moment control you, a condition? Here's where we find ourselves, folks. Most of y'all know what a cruise ship is. That cruise ship represents our life. That's our ship of life. On that great big boat, that great big city on the sea, they have everything you need to be happy for a week. That's just like our lives. You've got everything you need to be happy already right here inside of you. You just have to do the right thing with it. And like this boat, every now and then, our lives just get off course. And if you know anything about boats, you know how they're steered. It's a great big rudder on the bottom of that boat at the bottom, way under the water. Boat gets off course. The captain steers the wheel, turns the rudder, turns the boat back on course. Well, right is the rudder on your ship of life. Every now and then our lives just get off course. They just do. One of the kids just has a problem in school, has a problem with a girlfriend or drugs. Kids just have problems. Our life gets off course. Something in our marriage isn't going right. Our life gets off course. Something at work. It just happens. And when our life gets off course, right is the rudder on your ship of life. See, all I have to do is just do the right thing and my life straightens out a little bit more. Just start it right in all my decision making, and my life gets a little bit back on course. Just do right by all the people that I encounter in every situation in my life, and bam, you wake up one day and everything is right and good in your life. All your relationships, all of your business connections, everything is going back the right way. And you have to know why. It's a series of right decisions, one after the other, that slowly gets my life back on course. The ship, your life, didn't get off course overnight. And it's not going to get back on course overnight. It's a series of one decision after another that puts my life back on course. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the power of right going to work in your life. Starting at right is never wrong, ever wrong. And right is contagious. And you and you and you and you and you and you, we all get to spread it every single day. God bless you all. Thank you so much for having me today.